Hello everybody, welcome to Cal Oaks. I'm your host this episode, RIP. And for this episode I want to talk about spider mites. I want to talk about what spider mites are, how to prevent them, and what to do if you actually do get an outbreak of spider mites. So let's dive into it. Spider mites are very common garden pests that live on the underside of your leaves, sucking out the plant material from your actual plants, the nutrients from your plants. Right? They are very small, normally red or black, and they lay whitish to yellowish eggs. Now, a single spider mite can lay up to 20 eggs per day, so that's about 140 eggs per week. So in peak growing conditions, approximately around 80 degrees, a spider mite can actually hatch within 3 days from actually being laid in the egg. They could be sexually ready to reproduce within 5 days. So you can see how outbreak and infestation of spider mites can actually grow rapidly inside your garden. So let's talk about how to prevent them, right? And how spider mites get into your garden. Cleanliness in your garden is one of them. If you have a lot of debris that flows into your garden when you go in, or if you go into an outside garden then you go into an indoor garden, you can track spider mites that way. So they hitch rides on your pets, they hitch rides on insects, they will float in the wind. You can get spider mites blown into your garden if you're not careful enough, or you could track the dirt from your shoes and have the eggs on your spider mites that way. There's multiple ways that you could track spider mites into your garden. Pretty much anything that is from the outside world that is not native into your garden can actually get you spider mites. So let's talk about the ways to prevent it. So the way that I prevent spider mites is when I get new equipment, I start to quarantine it. Then I'll spray it down with a bleach mixture. If it's like my CO2 tanks or if it's like new lightings, I'm hoping to kill any eggs, and I'll leave it there for about a week or two and let it sit there. There's multiple ways actually to get rid of spider mites and to contain spider mites. As I use insectosoaps and I use water. I don't try to use too many chemicals because for one, spider mites are very resistant to a lot of chemicals, and for two, you just don't want to have a lot of chemicals on your cannabis plants, because if you're going to consume any kind of plant, chemicals onto them. A gallon of water, probably put 2 or 3 drops of dish soap in it, shake it up a little bit, pop it into a sprayer, and then I'll spray my plants. You want to make sure you get it under control. You want to make sure you maintain them. So what I end up doing is I end up spraying them with the soapicide water, 2 to 3 times a day, or I'll spray them with just regular soap and water, 2 to 3 times a day, or just water, depending on how many of the spider mites I have.